Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's video. I tried to record the Pirelli hot lap, but that didn't want to seem to work because it just didn't want to because I was using another recording thing. I'm using OBS now. So we're going to qualify, then we're going to see what happens from there. It's qualifying, short qualifying, we're going to be fast, you know. Hopefully everything goes to plan. I hope this mic is good, otherwise it's going to be really loud. Also, let's turn down that volume just real quickly. Let's do that for like 2 seconds. The audio settings for me are fine, but let's just turn that down just a notch. Especially the music, the cars, I'm going to turn it down too. Yeah, it should be fine. Effects, speech. Speech is all the way up actually. Yeah. I really don't want anything else to overpower speech. Alright, cool. So, into qualifying we go. Soft, session info. Cool. I just did the quick laps, the quick training. Alright, let's get out there. Yeah. Let's drive out.
Okay guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go.
So, let's do some conversations, right? We're going to have some sort of story to kick off today's session. So, today's kickoff is going to be factories when I was a child. Now, that sounds wrong, but I assure you these factories aren't actually factories. They were owned and run by children. So, basically, when you were a kid, especially me and kids from my school, the school was literally in the middle of nowhere. My first school was so my school was literally basically in the middle of nowhere. The closest town was probably about 20 minutes away. There wasn't really any infrastructure around it. There is now, but my first, it wasn't at the start. Like we used to be right next to a farm, and we could literally pat sheep and that through the fence, which I did on multiple occasions, and I thought that was pretty hilarious. Now they have fences all around it. But anyways, so back to the factory bits. So there was a sand pit, right? And because there was a lot of kids and people there, right? This school was a prep tier 6 school, right? So it's just a junior school, as we call it here in Australia. I'm just warming up the tyres here, so don't worry if it's why I'm being so bad. I'm just warming up the tyres. I'm trying to, but it's not easy, especially with Hamilton behind me being annoying. So, basically, back then, everyone wanted sand, right? And for some reason, someone decided that the smoother your sand was, the cooler you were, or something like that, right? So, I'm just not having to take me fence, but actually no, I'm going to fly ahead of them. So basically, everyone wanted the smoothest sand possible, right? Yeah. So everyone wanted the smoothest sand that you could possibly get. So what people used to do was they used to go through incredible measures, such as bringing paper towels to school, bringing sheets to school, bringing anything they could to get as smooth of sand as they could, and that was normal back then, apparently, for kids my age. And what most people didn't realise until a few years into it, where a couple year 3s found it out, I was in prep at the time, you could use your pants to you could use your pants to make really powdery sand, because only the finest things would get stuck into your pants. So sieves didn't matter, right? People didn't care about sieves. Oh, I want to redo that corner and that corner. Jesus. Whew. Anyways, so people didn't really care how what anybody and anyone could want was a smooth bit of sand. Hey Joe. So what everybody was doing after that was making that sand, and the more you had was effectively...
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Really? Only 1 lap? Okay. Always pack extra, which is the weirdest thing. And I hope I'm going to qualify first. This is a short qualification, so that's why I'm wondering. So basically, I only had the corners and I was trying to do just the corners before, but that really didn't want to work out. So yeah, I'm going to redo that corner. I'll just restart from here. So essentially, the more, as they called it, smooth sand you had, the richer you were in this nonsense school playground. So people were in this sand pit just creating massive piles of them. They were just chucking it onto them, putting powder on them. And they got these massive containers, not massive containers, probably like just a bit smaller than school lunch boxes, so something to take to school for your luncheon. They use those to collect said sand, right? And so yeah, people would put the sand into there and essentially would, yeah, it was really interesting, especially after pit, yeah. So yeah.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
I'm gonna go for a pit. Yeah.
Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
So basically, yeah, so the more sand you had, the richer you were, and people began employing other people to make said sand, and they would give them food in exchange. So, and they give, like, the food was like, it wasn't fruit, it was like Oreo biscuits, Monte Carlos, like those even made an entire thing though, and a bit. And so it was companies, and there was entire monopolies of this stuff. So, and people used to sell it around the yard, like, which is the weird part. I'm not actually trying for a speed here right now, so don't worry, I'm not actually trying. So yeah, that was the weirdest bit in my opinion. Is that with people? Okay, it's an hour. It was just funny because it was just little kids as well. We weren't actually adults or teens. This was literally this is literally like 5 to 7 year olds. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's story time, and hopefully we will be able to see you in a week or two. Yeah. So glad you enjoyed today's session, and see you later. Goodbye.